Taking a look around Charleston, we can see a city frozen in time. But while the rest of the United States was frozen when the bombs fell on October 23rd, leaving the ruins covered in spooky decorations in preparation for Halloween, Charleston seems to be frozen in a different time: Christmas. On Christmas Day 2082, the citizens of post-war Charleston, consisting of the fire breathers, responders, and over 1,000 settlers, were waking up filled with optimism. Charleston was not only one of the safest places in Appalachia because of the responder presence, but it was also the largest trading hub in the region. That commerce brought prosperity to most of its inhabitants. But none of these people knew just how fragile their position was. Because just east of Charleston sits a Grim Reaper. Not one made in fantasy, but one made out of concrete and steel. Before the end of Christmas Day 2082, all of Charleston's inhabitants will be dead. To fully understand the events that led up to this tragedy, we have to meet Appalachia's power couple, David Thorpe and Rosalind Jeffries. This couple co-led the Cutthroat Raider gang in Appalachia. At some point before the Christmas flood in 2082, Rosalind's voice and personality were programmed into a Miss Nanny bot we all know now as Rose. Near the top of the world ski resort, sitting next to Rose, we can find a holotape that shows us the dynamic between these two big personalities.
Hey, turn it off. You want my wife to find out about us?
Oh, come on. I want to make a recording of us. You said you were gonna ditch that old hag when we got back anyway.
Fine, but it goes with you when we leave. And you need to promise to destroy it if word ever gets out about us. I have too much to lose in a divorce, and leaving evidence like that laying around will only make it worse.
Aw, don't be an old stick in the mud. No one's gonna find out. Pinky swear. Hey, you got any more of those chems with you?
Yeah, what do you want? Day tripper? Help yourself. Just don't take too much. Don't, get addicted.
Yes, sir. Input received, sir. Awaiting orders.
Okay, I get it. You're not a robot. I know you don't like it when I order you around like that. My darling Rose, I just don't want anything bad to happen to you.
Oh, baby. You going all soft on me now. You know I love ya. Mwah! Hey, do you want to hit the slopes, or do you maybe have something else in mind?
Alright, you little minx. Now, you really have to turn off the recorder.
The story of David Thorpe, his wife, and the Cutthroats is an interesting one, and I'll have to cover it sometime in another video. But now, let's hear about the events that led up to the dam break from Maria Chavez, one of the surviving responders. After the dam broke and washed away half of the responders and their resources, they decided to relocate their headquarters to the Morgantown Airport. Opposite of the responders' community garden, sitting on a box inside a military tent, we can find a holotape labeled Christmas Flood, where we can get a little bit more backstory.
This is Maria Chavez speaking, and today is December 25th, 2092. Once, in the world before the war, this would have been a joyous time to celebrate with loved ones. Now it's a time to reflect and to mourn. It was on this day 10 years ago that we lost so much in the tragic event we call the Christmas Flood. I'm making this recording in the hopes of ensuring the flood and its victims are never forgotten. I suppose the story really begins in November of 2077, a month after the war. Survivors from the Pleasant Valley Ski Resort sent a group to Charleston to ask for help and supplies. The city leaders turned them away. There was so much chaos and so much need back then, I suppose it was an impossible request to grant. The failure to secure help led to a change in leadership for the survivors of the ski resort. A cold and brutal man named David Thorpe took charge. He shaped those people into something terrible. They took what they wanted by force and killed anyone that stood in their way. Years later, his girlfriend Rosalind led a raid on Charleston. They were spotted early and a fight broke out. A few of them escaped, but Rosalind was injured and taken prisoner along with some of the other raiders.
So there's more to listen to on this holotape, but we're going to put it on pause for now. Maria mentioned an attempted raid on Charleston led by Rosalind Jeffries, saying that she was caught. So let's head inside the Charleston Capitol building to find out what happened to this prisoner of war. Heading inside the police wing, right next to the DMV, we can find a room filled with jail cells. On a table, we can find a holotape right next to what looks like a mugshot of our favorite raider, Rosalind Jeffries. She's sporting the normal raider attire. Next to that mugshot, we can play the holotape Jane Doe.
Interrogation of one Jane Doe. Sole captive raider in custody after a deadly attack here at approximately 10:30 p.m. tonight, December 24th, 2082.
Girl, you and yours got some nerve. On Christmas Eve, no less. Now I'll ask again. What is your name?
Fuck you. That's F as in Frank. U as in...
If that's how we gotta do this, then that's how we do it. Now, cut the crap, or he'll hit you again. Oh, that's rich. You think this is a joke? You killed a whole mess of people out there, and now you're gonna answer for it.
Nah. David's gonna come for me. And when he gets here, he's gonna be mad. He'll kill every last one of you if he has to. So here's how it's gonna be. You're gonna let me walk right out of this cell. You'll send me off with a big bag of Christmas goodies to take home to my David. And maybe we'll forget any of this ever happened.
David, huh? So we got David Thorpe's what? Girlfriend here? You know, he's the guy who killed two very brave and selfless responders who went up to your resort up there to offer help way back when. Well, gentlemen, I think I know how to finally draw our #1 most wanted outlaw out of hiding.
You wouldn't. You won't. He'll kill you. He'll kill you all. You just wait. He's coming for you.
Keep her locked up. We'll worry about finding the message up there tomorrow.
So Rosalind Jeffries survived being captured by the responders, and was probably being kept here in the Capitol building. More on that here in a second. Over on this crime log terminal, just outside the cell room, we can discover the casualty number sustained by both sides of the Christmas Eve raid. Date of crime, Christmas Eve, 2082. Description: approximately 10:30 p.m. Christmas Eve, subject was captured after gang of raiders attempted an attack on southeastern city limits. A deadly but quick decisive battle occurred. 7 responders dead, 24 other responders and civilians injured, some in critical condition. Raider casualties numbered 8 unidentified individuals. Most subjects fled on foot. Responders chose not to pursue after sustaining such heavy losses. Under advisement, it could lead to further casualties. Resolution: subject Jane Doe is the sole living raider recovered from the incident. She is in serious condition, currently in a downstairs holding cell under intense interrogation. Identity unknown, but sentiments reveal a personal connection to the raider leader. So it sounds like this was a very deadly raid. 7 responders and 8 raiders were killed. No wonder Rosalind is under such intense interrogation. Now heading back to the unfinished holotape, we can find out the next moves for both the responders after being attacked by the cutthroats and David Thorpe after learning of Rose's probable death.
By then, the responders were more or less running things in the city. We were doing pretty well for ourselves. We felt confident we could confront the raiders on their home turf, so we sent a group up into the mountains to see if we could make a deal. We hoped we could get them to leave us alone if we agreed to release some of their prisoners. We were wrong. Thorpe somehow got his hands on a mini nuke. He used it to blow the Summersville Dam on Christmas morning. We lost almost everything. Our homes, our supplies, and most of our family and friends. The days and weeks that followed were the hardest of my life. But somehow, we held together. We kept the idea of the responders alive, even though there were only a handful of us left. That's the story of the Christmas flood. Tell your children. Tell everyone you meet. Let's keep the memory alive for as long as we can.
So the presumed death of Rosalind encouraged David to steal a mini-nuke from the Brotherhood and blow the dam, killing hundreds and hundreds of people. But Rosalind was being kept in the Capitol building, which was unfortunately in the path of the oncoming flood. Back in the Capitol building, we can open up one of these cells and find the body of Rosalind Jeffries surrounded by sludge brought into the Capitol building by the rushing water. So in David's search for revenge, he ultimately prevented the reunion with him and Rosalind. Now that we know what happened on Christmas Day 2082, let's head over to the Somerset Dam and check out the aftermath. Just east of Charleston, the dam doesn't sit in silence. It's home to a substantial garrison of Scorched, and even a Grafted monster calls this area home. After clearing out most of them, we can head up a staircase built into the side of these boats, which were tossed against the earth during the flood. We can find what looks like a guard post. On a small table, we can find a note labeled "Charleston is ours." Ha! Look at this. Flooded all of Charleston, and we even get some free boats for our trouble. Who rules Appalachia now? Responders? Ha! So it looks like after the flood, the raiders came here and claimed it as their own. Heading further up, we can find a rather rickety wooden suspension bridge. Halfway to the other side, we can find a corpse positioned precariously. Next to it, we can find a note labeled "Cursed." Pulled the short straw with this guard duty. This place gives me the creeps. Sure, the water's almost gone, but it doesn't change the fact that we flooded the whole city not too long ago. Cynthia always told me that each murder brings a ghost that follows you. I don't mind having a few, or even a dozen, but this many, it ain't right. It looks like the weight from all of those ghosts from Charleston was too heavy for this old bridge to hold. This note has a distinctively different tone than the last. Before it sounded careless and brash, while this one sounds like there is some regret here. To find out what happened to the rest of the Cutthroat Raider gang after these events, we need to head over to the Big Bend Tunnel. Inside, we can find a series of notes left by an ex-Cutthroat member. I managed to find this half-blank journal on my way out of Pleasant Valley, and I know writing this is probably pointless, but I guess I needed some place to explain myself. My name is Carol Sweeney, and I'm part of the Cutthroats in Pleasant Valley. Well, I was. I had to leave. What Thorpe did flooding Charleston, that was just wrong. And I know I'm no better, for the most part. I went along with him. I was starving, and Thorpe kept me fed. But no more. A few of the other Cutthroats felt the same, and we agreed to head out on our own. So now we're here. We used to hide around Big Ben's entrance and jump any unfortunate souls trying to use it for passage. It should be okay here. There's wilderness to live off, and enough around to scavenge. If need be, we can disappear into the tunnels. Like I said, I don't expect whatever god there is, or anyone for that matter, to see this and forgive me. But maybe if I manage to just survive here and live out the rest of my life in peace, I can try to forgive myself. So, after the events on Christmas 2082, half of the Cutthroat Raider gang split off and went straight. There are several more notes in this tunnel that talk about how they reformed, and even started trading with the Brotherhood, in turn helping out Appalachia as a whole. There is one more note left back at the dam that I wanted to end on. Inside a booby-trapped boat, we can find a note called, "A Evil Man." Even after the bombs fell, Charleston stood strong. My neighbors, my friends, held together, they rebuilt. A terrible thing had happened, yes, but I saw the good in the world through them. But that has been washed away, drowned. The madness of a few have destroyed the hopes of many. Charleston could have been a beacon of civility and hope for not only Appalachia, but the whole of the United States. But this potential was squandered by one very sick man, David Thorpe. Alright guys, that's all I have on the Christmas flood. I hope everybody enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out my channel. Also, if you've made it this far in the video, consider joining my channel's membership. You get a cool little cryptid symbol next to your name when you comment, and it goes a long way in supporting my channel, so thank you. Also consider following me on Twitter. It's the best place for me to keep in contact with you guys. But anyway, this has been Widgeon TV. Thanks for watching, guys.